Uh, I'm back, and I had some thoughts percolating through my mind right now about the left, the online left. And there's been a lot of division on the online left, and basically is a is the byproduct of how disillusioned we are um, with Bernie Sanders' defeat in 2016 and 2020 in the primaries, and the likelihood of him not running again in 2024. And where to go from here? So it was funny because the online left was a great tool for bringing out the message of leftism to the masses during the Bernie Sanders campaign in both 2016 and 2020. At least that's how I see it. And it's just is a difference for what it was 20 years ago, being on the left, saying the things you say now versus what you said back then, because the message, yeah, we're vilified now still by the corporate media and actual right wingers and the authoritarian center or the fake liberal assholes out there. Um, Having that all said, that because of what we have seen, the continuation of neoliberalism, that there's been frustration, justified frustration from all parties abroad. And whether you're some of the terms that are used these days, brocialists, Bernie Bros, um, those kind of terms, bread tube, um, the one that's really got me cracked up, and I keep on hearing it occasionally, would be the Dirtbag Left and the Boutique Left. And that's what I want to talk about because it's really a major. There are really two camps of the online left right now. There's the boutique left, and then there's the dirtbag left. And I mean, when I think of the boutique left, I think of obviously think of TYT. I think of Sam Cedar. I think of David Packman, Nomiki Kantz, Ben Dixon, Francesca Fiorentini, David Dole, from Rational National, Emma Vigeland, and even Sahil Habibi, who runs Progressive Voice. And there are others, but those are the ones that come to mind when I think of the boutique left. And the boutique left tend to be their hearts are in the right place, but they tend to be Democratic Party loyalists first and actual leftists second. And I mean, they want the Democratic Party to shift further left. No doubt about it. I don't doubt that for 1 minute. Their motives are not to be questioned. But as I said, TYT, Sam Cedar, Dominique Cons, Ben Dixon, Francesca Fiorentini, David Dole, Emma Vaglin, Sahil Habibi, people like that, they're all invested in making the Democratic Party the Labor Party or the Social Democratic Party that we never really had. They're committed to making the Democrats be that. And I hope that they can use their power of persuasion and be successful. I mean, I'm not really a fan of many of these folks that qualify as boutique left. Um, I do think Sam Cedar has some good takes, so I'll listen to Sam Cedar occasionally. I even still listen to David Peckman occasionally, and I would say maybe they're the only two that I will listen to that would be on the boutique left. If I want cerebral, I'd go to Sam Cedar and David Peckman. Um, then there's the dirtbag left. And I love that term because, depending on who you are and where you stand, calling somebody a dirtbag leftist could either mean, hey, I'm going to kick your ass, or B, hey, that's a badge of honor, motherfucker. So when I think of the dirtbag left, I think of the amazing atheists. I think of Kyle Kalinske. I think of Shoe on Head. I think of Chapo Trap House. I think of Jimmy Dore, Glenn Greenwald, Lee Camp, Kim Iverson. And in spite of having a very pleasant disposition, Crystal Ball would be thrown into that mix too. And the Dirtbag Left are more independent minded. Um, the some people say, well, they're class reductionists and what have you. Yeah, they do focus more on class, whereas the boutique left are more on the SJW side of the equation. But rest assured that in spite of their class reductionist themes, that they are good faith actors and actresses in regard to what they're trying to achieve. They're committed civil libertarians, and they may express themselves in the most politically incorrect way. But and they have been faulted for doing so. But in a lot of ways, they have actually changed a lot of people's minds from the other side. And if you could take a Kool Aid drinking Trump supporter and kind of make them realize that immigrants are not the ones taking away your jobs, and those LBGTQ people are not the reason why they're not getting laid or things like that. Um, as soon as you make them realize that it's corporate America that's fucking people over, not minorities and all, and not the radical gay agenda, not immigrants trying to get a free handout, and not black and brown people, what have you. As soon as they realize that basically corporate America is what's making their lives miserable, they'll get it, and they will they will learn that tolerance is a beautiful thing. So, and there are people who are crossover between the boutique left and the dirtbag left. And that would be, I would classify Tim Black, and I would classify Bosch as kind of tiptoeing between dirtbag left and boutique left. Um, and just it's really interesting what's going on now. Re-education is a YouTube channel. He's a little further left than myself, but he talks about the dirtbag left and versus the boutique left, except he refers to them as the SKW left. And he's, as I say, he's a little further left than I am, but his takes are interesting just the same. So give me a quick moment here. We shall play that video, and I shall, of course, comment further. So hold tight right now. My timing needs to improve in this regard. Here we go.
It's Aaron, and today I'm obviously not outside. There was no way I was going to film outside today. It was pouring rain, so I have to film inside, and it's a good thing too because I actually have something I definitely want to talk about, and I think it's very important. And it's the whole dichotomy between the SJW leftists and the dirtbag leftists. Now, we have, for some reason, created a division within our own ranks yet again. And this is a major problem as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you've watched my channel for more than 15 minutes, you already know what my opinion on this whole situation probably is, and that's if we create divisions between ourselves, then we're inevitably going to set ourselves up to fail because we need to be working together, solidarity among all working people if we're going to accomplish anything. Now, capitalism and the state have this incredible way of taking minute, tiny differences between individuals and pulling those people out from the rest of the flock and putting them inside of a different category, a box, if you will, and saying that they are different, they are other, they are not like us, and therefore they are deserving of ridicule or our disrespect. That's how people dehumanize others. That's how people come up with all kinds of crazy science that make certain individuals seem as though they are genetically different from one another. This is nothing more than a very terrible path to be walking down, and it's something that we've seen many times in the past. Now, it's not a question that we do see patterns within our daily lives. We see patterns with all sorts of things, and it can be very beneficial. But we also use that same part of our brain to see those patterns in ways that can be extremely damaging. For example, there are a lot of people out there that believe in certain racial sciences that see all individuals in a certain racial group having very similar traits, and therefore them all being basically the same. So they can categorize them all inside of that one particular box. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing with this whole SJW leftist versus the dirtbag leftist thing. Is we're just creating arbitrary categories for people to fall into, and I don't think that's useful. You have to take every individual person individually. You have to take them with their own certain arguments, with their own certain ideologies, with their own certain belief systems. As soon as you start assuming something about somebody, as soon as you start assuming an ideology behind somebody and not asking them what they believe, then you're immediately creating an other, a division, someone other than you that you can easily just build up as a straw man and attack. And that does absolutely nothing to help us at all on the left. And it's something that we have to move away from. So, as far as I'm concerned, we shouldn't be using terms like SJW leftist or dirtbag leftist. We should try to be a unified left and stop all this stupid, useless bickering. Anyway, that's my show. My name is Aaron. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.
Okay, hold on one moment. I shall return, and I'm back. I need to stop saying that. Okay. Well, as I just said, I think that the two camps is kind of disconcerting, the arbitrary line that they have drawn, and that's basically what he was saying in this video, that about this arbitrary line that's being drawn. But I also tend to agree with Amber Lee Frost. That's her name. She wrote an article, uh, kind of still in defense of dirtbag leftism, called "The Necessity of Vulgarity," and I think I might go ahead and try to provide a link for further reading and all of that. It's a very good article, in current affairs, and this whole finger pointing still between the two camps. I would go as far to say that I think that there is a proper place for the boutique left to exist and for the dirtbag left to exist. They can kind of coexist without vilifying each other. Just realizing that they have different tactical approaches. I mean, they're basically both for the same thing. I would call maybe the dirtbag left versus the SJW left or the boutique left. I would probably go further and call them the pro free speech SJW faction of the left. I would say that that might be a big difference there. But the thing about it is that there's a lot, all this infighting that's going on is counterproductive. I mean, we're not always going to agree on independent political actions versus working within the Democratic Party or doing the middle ground of inside outside. We're not going to ever agree on forced to vote. We're never going to agree on on whatever issue there is. That there, and how far to take it, and whether we should go out on the streets or whether there's a time and place for that, and we should work patiently within the system. Um, we're all frustrated, and and we're we don't know what to do. I honestly don't have all the answers either. I really don't. But I thought I would share this with you and give you my take on this because, as I said, if anybody can provide, a workable answer that could put us in toward a path of getting where we want to go, and I am very keen to hear where we can go in that regard. Um, and this whole personality faction fighting is it can be entertaining, but it's silly and is kind of counterproductive. Um, if you like what you heard, press like and comment. If not, comment anyway. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content of this channel. It's a First Amendment absolutist. It's my duty to inform you, create your own platform, and utilize it because we're all the muckrakers of our time. Um, Also, feel free to subscribe and to this channel. Hit that notification bell. I am American social democracy, peace, class struggle, and let's hope that the boutique left and the dirtbag left can peacefully coexist. Um, anyway, take care. Talk to you next time.